I like seeing a man dedicated to his job.
What are you doing here? I told you never to come anywhere near this place.
Come on, take it easy. No one saw me. I just want to make sure you got the plans.
I told you I'd get them tonight.
That's what I like about you, Clete. Dependable. Like death and taxes.
I wish I could say the same about you. Your undisciplined antics are going to ruin everything for us one day.
Okay. I just got over anxious. I'm sorry.
Look, I haven't got time.
Who told you?
What?
You haven't got time.
Jeff, let's see what you got here.
My daddy used to have to tighten it all the time.
Yeah, just like a pit stop. See how that feels.
Great. Thanks, Mr. Jones.
Mario Andretti, move over.
Just one more thing I have to learn to do now. Repair race cars.
Mrs. Larkin, according to all the reports, including the medical examiners, your husband's death was an accident. On the telephone, you indicated that you had some doubts. Why?
I'm not really sure. It's more a feeling I have.
Based on anything in particular?
Shortly before Clete's death, he began getting these mysterious phone calls.
Mysterious?
They'd come late at night, and if I answered, the caller would hang up. But if Clete answered, there was always someone there, and Clete would talk very softly to him, and as if he didn't want me to hear.
Did you discuss these phone calls with him?
He said it was my imagination, that the caller who hung up obviously had dialed the wrong number.
What about the ones that stayed on the line?
Business associates, customers who wanted to talk about policies and make claims. Well, Clete always kept a very personal relationship with his customers, so I guess I believed him.
But now you think that there may have been something else behind the phone calls?
Yes, and late business meetings at night and long weekend trips to the Portland office.
Ms. Larkin, in my line of work...
Oh, I know what you're thinking, Mr. Jones. Another woman. That's not Clete. We were very deeply devoted to each other. He loved me very much, and he loved his son. He would never be unfaithful to us. And there's more. A few days ago, I had to go into the basement to change a fuse, and when I was looking for the fuses, I accidentally came upon a metal box hidden behind some boards. There was a lot of money in that box, Mr. Jones, $70,000.
It's a good bit of money to be lying around in the basement. Was there anything else in the box?
Yes, a gun.
Your husband?
Clete never had a gun in his life. He was afraid to have one around the house.
That is curious.
Mr. Jones, If Cleet's death wasn't what it appeared,
You mean if it wasn't an accident?
yes, then isn't it possible that we might also be in danger, Jeff and myself? Oh, Mr. Jones, please help me.
Hey. Welcome home. I missed you, Gina.
I was gonna, call you later.
Where you been?
Well, after, Cleet's death, I figured the next job was off, so I just started drifting.
Mm-hmm. Drifting where?
I drove up the coast. I went up to, Big Sur, Carmel, Monterey.
Yeah, it must have been nice this time of year. Should have told me you were going. Maybe I could have gone with you.
Well, Cam, I wanted to be alone.
Oh, I can understand that. I know you were all upset about Cleet's death. We were all upset. You know what I did? I went out and got drunk. Gina, I really laid one on in Cleet's memory. And I know you had a lot more memories of Cleet than I did. Isn't that right, baby?
Cam, please.
Ah, look, I don't blame you. And what's a pretty girl to do with her boyfriend in prison? She's got to find someone to take care of her. Cleet was there. He was like family, so you turned to him. How could you know I'd get out on a technicality? I mean, I might have been inside another 5 years. Gina, I liked Cleet. He was a good man. But he's gone now. And I'm back here. And it's just you and me again. You know what you're going to do? You're going to pack your things. You're going to move in with me.
Cam.
I'm not asking you. I'm telling you, lady.
Cam, I've been doing a lot of thinking. See, that's why I went away. I want out. Now, if you really love me, let me go.
You're staying with me. We're going to get things right between us again, baby. When I kiss you, baby, you're going to feel it all the way down to your toes, the way you used to. You remember that, Gina? Do you?
Cam. Cam, look, it's just no good anymore. It's not there.
Well, you better work at it. You hear me, baby? You better work at it real hard. We've got to start planning that next job. Better start packing.
What job?
The one we started working on last week when I got out.
Yeah, but we don't have the plans. I mean, Cleet was supposed to get them for us the night he had his accident.
Well, he got them. Only I have them now.
Well, look, how could you? You didn't meet with him. He never left the building. Oh, no, it wasn't an accident. You were there. It was right.
You want to know why, baby? Because he wanted to take you away from me. And no one does that, Gina. No one.
Charles Eldridge?
Well, how are you? It's been a long time.
Well, it's probably been a longer time for me than for you. I don't think we ever met.
Oh. Well, that's funny. You look exactly like, well, it doesn't matter. Now, what can I do for you, Mr.
Jones, Barnaby Jones. Could I talk to you privately?
Well, I have nothing to hide from these lovely young ladies. They know my bark is worse than my bite, right?
Well, bloodhounds are my line. I'm a private investigator.
Oh. Listen, I'll only be a few minutes. I'll be right back. Well, what do you want to talk to me about?
I understand you're a very close friend of Cleet Larkin.
That's right. We worked together almost 10 years.
Could you answer some questions for me?
What sort of questions?
Well, Larkin's wife told me that just about the time of his death, he'd been spending quite a bit of time in the Portland office. You know anything about that?
No, I wouldn't know anything about that. You see, we handle different accounts.
Well, having worked for California Meridian myself, I know there is no Portland office. It's just something that the founder of the firm invented when he wanted to get away from his wife for a while. And like anything that serves a practical purpose, it outlived its inventor.
Look, Mr. Jones, Cleet Larkin loved his wife and son. Now, all right, maybe he strayed a little bit now and then, but he was very discreet about it. He's dead. Why don't we just let his personal life rest with him?
I'd like to, but locked up somewhere in his personal life may be the key to why he died. If he loved his wife and child, as you say, I'm sure he wouldn't want any harm to come to him.
Harm?
Yes. Larkin's death may not have been an accident, and if that's true, then his family might be in danger. You may be able to help.
What do you want to know?
Was Larkin straying with anyone at the time of his death?
Well, there was a certain young lady, I believe. I never saw her, but I heard Cleet talk to her on the phone a few times on his private line. You can usually tell when it isn't business.
You happen to recall her name?
Gina, that's all he ever called her.
You know where they went? Restaurants, clubs, places like that?
I told you he was very discreet, Mr. Jones. I have no idea where they went. Now, wait. There was something that might be of help, though.
What's that?
Well, Cleet was a romantic. He used to send her flowers all the time.
From any particular flower shop?
Yes. Aphrodite's. It's a few blocks from the office.
Thanks.
Well, you're late.
Well, it took me a little longer to find the right kind of truck I needed.
What were you looking for? Inside some bar?
Hey, now, wait a minute. I swear to you, I didn't even take one drink on it.
What were you doing with it? Using it for aftershave lotion? I can smell it all over you.
All right, so here to drink. What's the big deal?
I'll tell you what's a big deal. I'm not going to blow the biggest job we've ever pulled. We make one mistake when we've had it, understand? I'm running things around here again, so it's going to be my way. You got it?
We did pretty good without you, Cam.
What does that mean? I said, what does that mean?
I mean, we didn't exactly starve to death while you were inside.
I'm going to let you in on a little secret, Starrett. I'm not inside anymore. I'm out. And as long as I am, I'll decide the way things are going to be around here. Now, you got any complaints about that?
I didn't say I had any complaints.
Good. But when you do, speak up, Starrett. It's the only way to get ahead in life. Okay, Holland, show me this truck. Come on. Yeah, okay.
I liked it better without him.
Yeah. There's nothing you can do about it now.
Don't be too sure, Gino. Something can always be done about everything.
What can I do for you, Mr. Jones?
I wonder if you'd mind taking a look at this picture and seeing if you recognize this man.
Oh, yeah, he's a customer of ours, but I don't know his name. He comes in about once every other week, I guess. Sends a dozen long-stem roses to a lady in Venice.
You wouldn't have that lady's name and address tucked away somewhere, would you? Man's dead. Information could answer some questions about how he died.
I'll have to look in our delivery records. It won't take long.
I'm Emil Van Dorian. I may just have what you're looking for in our private showroom, if you'd follow me. make yourselves comfortable. I call this the back room. Actually, it's a name given to it by the Countess d'Avignon. Perhaps you've heard of her?
Well, who hasn't? I mean, her name is mentioned in all the columns, isn't it?
A lovely woman. Must be in her 80s now. And she spends most of her time in the south of France. But whenever she's in town, she always comes to visit the derrière chambre, as she calls it.
Funny.
Now, was there anything in particular that you had in mind?
Well, just something in good taste. You see, actually, it's for my wife's birthday, Mr. Van Dorian, and I wouldn't want to buy her anything, well, she might be disappointed in.
I understand. Un moment. Now, let's see if there's anything here that you might fancy.
You like it, darling?
It's exquisite.
An excellent choice.
Well, it's all settled then. Actually, Mr. Van Dorian, my wife's birthday isn't for another month yet. I'll send you a check the latter part of next week.
It's priced at $75,000.
Whatever my baby wants.
I'll put it away for you, Mr.
Alexander. Timothy Alexander.
Thank you, Mr. Alexander. Mrs. Alexander. It is a pleasure serving you.
Yeah, you moth-eaten looking piece of baggage. Yeah, you're all right.
Nice looking bird. Cockatoo?
Yeah.
Talk much?
Oh, only when he ain't supposed to, then I can't shut him up.
I had a dog like that once. He only barked when I was trying to sleep.
What'd you do?
I stayed up a lot. You the manager?
That's right.
Well, somebody told me there's a Gina Nelson lives here, but I don't find her name on the mailboxes.
That's 'cause she moved.
When was that?
Oh, she pulled out of here yesterday.
Did she leave a forwarding address?
You a policeman?
Private investigator.
Ah, well, I don't mind cooperating with the police. That's public duty.
Couldn't you make this a private one?
Well, I don't mind that either. But she didn't leave a forwarding address, at least not with me.
Ever see this man before?
That's your boyfriend. I don't know his name, but I used to see him come and visit her. Sometimes he'd spend the whole weekend here. I was always kind of curious about him.
In what way?
Well, he didn't seem to belong around here. He always wore a suit and tie and used to polish his shoes, too. You know. Tell you the truth, I always kind of had the feeling he was married, you know? Anyway, he seemed like a nice enough fella. At least a lot nicer than his friends.
Who were they?
A couple of real punks. They used to visit him, about once a week. I remember they were making a whole lot of noise one night. They were having a party or something, and I went up there to ask them to keep it quiet. I knew that was a mistake the minute I opened my mouth, but by then it was too late. The tougher of the two, I think they called him Doug. He hit me with a bottle. See here? I still got the scar. Anyway, Gina's boyfriend gave me $100 to get myself patched up. And that's why I say I think he was a nice enough fella.
Did Gina have any other friends that you remember?
Only one. A girl named Patty, something or another. She used to come and pick up Gina sometimes. I think they worked together.
Where'd they work?
I don't know, but I do know something.
Nice to meet a true believer in the private enterprise system.
Both girls always wore costumes to work.
What kind of costume?
Like the old-time sailors used to wear, you know? Only a whole lot sexier.
Sounds like he agrees with you.
Oh, stare it. You better not let Cam smell that on your breath. You know how he is about the juice.
I'm not afraid of Cam.
Sure you're not. You just wait and see. Buddy, I'm all eyes.
Hey, you're a real fine artist, fella. What's the matter with him?
Nothing.
Well, sure there is. Come on, get it off your chest, all right? Make you feel better. Well?
It's about the split, Cam.
What about it?
When you were gone, we divided everything up equally. We liked that system. And that's the way we're going to keep doing it.
If that's all it is, I mean, hey, come on. In all the years we worked together, didn't I treat you fair?
Just so you know, that's how it's going to be.
I know how it's going to be. Exactly the way it was. 50% for me and you three split up the rest. You got it, buddy?
Not anymore, Cam. Not this time.
Oh, really? Why so jumpy, Starrett? You're calling the shots. You're running the show now. Why be so jumpy? What do you think, Holland? We got a new boss now. Jumpy Doug Starrett. Funny, isn't it? Don't you think it's funny, Holland? How about you, Starrett? You think it's funny? Because I'll tell you, Jumpy Doug Starrett, it's about the funniest thing I've ever heard. Anyone have anything to say about the split now?
No,
Okay. Now let's get rid of her. Come on.
Gee, I never met a private eye before. I guess it's my lucky day.
Well, I guess it's my lucky day, too, Patty. I had just about run out of places down here where girls wore sailor suits like yours.
Well, why all the fuss to find me, Mr. Jones?
Well, I'm looking for a girl named Gina Nelson. She moved away recently, and nobody seems to know her address. I thought you might have it.
Well, what's it all about?
Oh, it's insurance business.
Oh, well, we're really not good friends. But she did call me last night to tell me she moved. I was going to call her back, but I didn't get a chance. Oh, here it is. But all I have is her phone number.
Well, that will do splendidly. Very nice-looking bracelet you're wearing.
You like it?
Yes.
Jenny gave it to me.
Well, what do you know about that?
She said it was to pay me back for all the rides I'd give her. She only worked for one of the regular girls in her office, so I really didn't do all that much. To tell you the truth, I really don't like it. I think it's a little old for me.
You know, you may be right. I've got a daughter-in-law that would just love a bracelet like that. Would you consider selling it?
Daughter-in-law?
Yeah. True. Same last name and everything.
Oh, you don't have to prove anything to me.
What'd you say to $25?
I'd say that, you just bought yourself a bracelet.
Well, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And I hope your daughter-in-law likes it.
She's also my secretary.
Oh, they usually are.
I'm no expert, Barnaby. That looks like pure jade to me.
That's what I thought. That's what got me to wondering where Gina Nelson got it.
Is there a Number on the inside of that clasp.
16389.
Oh, yeah, here it is. It's one of the pieces taken from the burglary of Lou's jewelry store in Chinatown.
When?
2 months ago. How much do you have to pay for that?
$25.
If it's any consolation to you, you got it for a good price.
Thanks, Lieutenant.
Biddle. Oh, yeah, sure. It's for you.
Yeah.
Barnaby, I have an address to go with that phone number you gave me.
Let me have it.
It's 2284 North Thornton Boulevard, Mission Gardens, apartment 307.
Thanks, Betty. One other thing I want you to do for me. Check out California Meridian Insurance. See if they were carrying a theft policy for Lou's jewelry store in Chinatown. And if they were, check out any other burglaries that they paid off on in the last 6 months.
All right, I've got it. Barnaby, do you think there's a tie-in between the two?
Would you like to buy back that question?
Hey, baby. Come here. Sit down. Tell me, did you really like that necklace you picked out at Van Dorian?
It was pretty.
And it's yours.
I
I mean it. You deserve to have nice things like that. You know what I mean, baby? And where we're going, you'll be able to wear them. Once we finish the jewels, we're going to travel to all the right places. We're going to be just like that couple we pretended to be at Van Dorian's. Only this time we're going to have a little money in our pockets. How does that sound? Huh? Do I get a little kiss? Hey, you can do better than that.
Who is it?
Gina Nelson?
1 second, please.
Miss Nelson?
Yes.
I'm Barnaby Jones, private investigator. Could I talk to you for a minute?
Well, what about?
I was hired to look into the death of Clete Larkin. I understand you're a friend of his.
Well, yes, I knew him.
A very good friend, I understand. He used to bring you flowers and come to see you and even spend a weekend in your apartment in Venice.
Well, Mr. Jones, I mean, these things do happen. We're not living in the Dark Ages.
Well, I'm sure they did happen in the Dark Ages and probably about the same way.
Who are you working for?
California Meridian Insurance. Mr. Larkin carried a rather large accident policy. Since falling down an elevator shaft is kind of a remote possibility, they feel that it might have been something other than an accident, thereby relieving them of their liability.
Well, like what?
Suicide?
Well, why are you coming to me?
Well, there's an old saying that sometimes what a wife doesn't know, the other woman does. Did Clete Larkin seem depressed lately?
Well, yes, he did seem upset about his work, and,
And what?
well, I'm afraid that some of his depression had to do with me. You see, I told him I didn't want to see him anymore. He offered to get a divorce from his wife, but I didn't want him to do that. So I had to tell him that I didn't love him anymore, that it was fun while it lasted, but it was over.
He took it hard.
Yes, but I don't think that Clete would take his own life.
You're probably right, but then there is another possibility.
Well, what's that?
Murder. You wouldn't know of anyone who wanted to kill him, would you?
No, of course not.
I didn't think you would. Well, thank you for your time.
He knows something. Finish packing. Don't turn around.
I'm sorry the secretary hasn't gotten here yet. Ought to get through this a lot faster.
Well, Betty's eyes are pretty sharp. Sometimes it's easier to see the twigs and leaves in someone else's nest.
I'm not sure that's a compliment, but I have found something. Lou's jewelry store was among the California Meridian policyholders.
Is that supposed to mean something?
Could mean a lot. Did Cleet Larkin have access to the details of the security diagrams of Lou's jewelry?
Oh, sure. All the security diagrams are filed here. But I still don't get it.
Larkin's girlfriend had a jade bracelet that was part of the burglary loot. It could mean that she was part of the gang that did it. What about the other clients that were hit in the last 6 months?
Let's see, there was Maxwell Liquors, over $200,000.
They have a tight security?
As a matter of fact, they had just installed all the latest security equipment. The thieves neutralized the entire system.
It would require an electronic genius or somebody selling inside information.
Oh, I get it. You're saying it was Cleet?
That would explain the hidden cash that Mrs. Larkin found.
But it wouldn't explain why Gina and her boyfriend are still hanging around town.
I thought the manager at the Mission Gardens said they checked out.
Yes, he did. While they were paying their bill, he overheard Gina on the telephone. He didn't hear it all, but it sounded as if she were making a plane reservation for Sunday night.
That's tonight. If I were in their shoes, I wouldn't have stayed around for sunrise this morning.
Unless you had another security diagram you wanted to cash in on.
You think they're planning another robbery?
It's Sunday. Most stores are as deserted as they are at night. Since they can bypass their alarm system, I'd say they would have a pretty good shot at it.
Well, a lot better than any chance we'll have of picking their target out of all these files.
Well, we're gonna try. What time Miss Dolan say she was coming in?
Oh, any minute now.
Well, that does it. Let's go.
good as Doug anytime.
Just remember, we haven't got all day.
Come to think of it, I did see Mr. Larkin going through one of the files the evening of his accident. I remember I came in to say goodnight and asked him if I could help him find anything.
What did he say?
He shut the drawer, said he found what he was looking for, then he went back into the office. I figured he was checking on a date or something because he didn't pull any of the files.
Miss Dolan, you happen to recall which drawer it was?
Yes, I'm sure I do. This one.
UVW. Well, that's some place to start.
What's taking so long?
I'm almost finished.
Doug would have had it done by now.
Well, you should have thought of that when you killed him. All I have to do is set this cap. It's payday.
Oh, I hate to admit it, but they are beginning to look exactly alike to me.
Well, here's one that doesn't look like any of the others.
How so?
Well, in the first place, the pages aren't in sequence, and the schematic drawing of the alarm system is upside down. This is the first file I've seen this way. Is this normal, Mrs. Dolan?
Very unusual. Mr. Jones, an insurance policy is a legal document. We're very careful the way we handle them.
Vandorian Jewelry Company? Maybe just what we're looking for. Hang on to that. There's only a couple of blocks from here. I'll take a walk over there and look around. Call Lieutenant Biddle and tell him.
Son of a gun. Wait a minute. What'd I tell you, Cam?
Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Man, would you look at all this beautiful stuff?
Think of all the booze it'll buy, Holland.
I was thinking more of the broads. It's beautiful.
You ever see anything like that? Hurry up.
Yeah.
Gina. Happy birthday, baby. Now, doesn't that deserve a nice big kiss? Huh? That's more like it. You got everything? What's this all about?
Doug didn't like the way you dividing things up. Do you remember, Cam?
So you two got your heads together. Well, all right. All right, you win. We split everything equal. There's enough there to make us all rich. Only you want more, right, baby?
This time we're taking it all.
That the way you feel?
You don't understand, do you? You killed Cleet. I loved him.
Come on. Come on, we're partners. We can work out something. A brand new shuffle.
It's too late. No matter what we worked out now, you know you'd come looking for us sooner or later. So then we'd be up the same creek as Cleet and Doug. You just better get going. Come on.
You ain't got the nerve for that.
Try me. Come on. Come on. Put this in the truck. Hey, guy. Put it in the truck, man. Come on.
Hold it!
Jewelry is not worth dying for. All right, miss. Come on out. Put your hands up.
A little bird told me that you like racing.
Is it a real one?
Sure is. Try it on. Oh, is that handsome?
Come on, I'll show you how fast I can go.
Wait a minute, not too fast.
Lot to be thankful for, Ms. Larkin. Beautiful day, fine young son.
Those are no small blessings, Mr. Jones.
Just keep coming.
$75,000. Well, the judge really lowered the boom on you, Mr. Kemper.
Oh, he's a hanging judge. Look, on a hit-and-run felony, my bail should be $5,000, $10,000 tops. And it would be if I didn't come from out of town.
Maybe, maybe not. You almost killed the man you hit. You destroyed thousands of property. You endangered other lives. You resisted arrest.
You know, look, I don't understand what the hang-up is, Mr. Wayburn. You get your 10%. I mean, any other bail bondsman in L.A. would jump at the chance to earn this kind of fee.
Look, Mr. Kemper, I'd really like to help you, but I can't go back to my boss and justify a $75,000 bond without the collateral to back it up.
Hey, look. Come on, will you, Wayburn? Come on, give me a break.
Look, I'd really like to help you because if I help you, I help myself. But under the circumstances...
Hey, tell me something. You married? Get kids?
Oh, no way. I'm still in law school.
Okay. You work and go to school at the same time. Must be tough.
It's not so bad.
Nothing a little money would make easier.
Get no argument out of me.
Hey, wait. Sit down a minute. What's your first name?
Jim?
Jim Ross. Look, Jim, I got a business on the street that can't wait. And I'm gonna take a chance. And I'm gonna level with you. Now, what if I told you that you could get your hands on enough money to stop working? Enough money to finish law school. And after that, enough to set you up. Maybe even for life.
Look, Mr. Kemper, I have another...
No, I mean it. And to get you off the hook with the bonding company, what if I also told you I could dig up collateral right away, today, stocks that would more than cover my bail? You interested?
Well, if you do have the stocks to cover the bond, what's the problem?
Wayburn, either you're gonna play dummy or interested. I'm talking about cutting you in something big.
How big?
The Rockwell heist. Alexander Rockwell, Palm Beach, Florida. You've read about it?
You did that?
Yeah, the loot includes a lot of stocks, worth maybe 5-8 times the price of my bail. That enough collateral?
I can't accept stolen stocks.
See, you made a mistake. By the time anyone finds out they're hot, I'm long gone.
How much? I mean, how would I figure in?
Well, let's just say that what I'm holding comes to about $1.2 million. Let's say you could have the 2. I want to tell you, kid, you handle that release like a real pro. Your boss ought to pin a medal on you.
Yeah, well, I don't think I'll take any bows until I get my hands on that collateral.
I told you not to worry, didn't I? Now, where you parked?
Over there.
I'll be right with you. I gotta make a phone call. Add another dime to my bill. Joe, this is for the rent. Keys in the room.
If someone wants you, what'll I tell them?
Tell him to drop dead. Sorry, didn't mean to frighten you. You finished?
You took a year off my life coming on me like that. Manners.
Well, you certainly move fast, kid.
What do you think I am? An idiot? Is that what you think?
Well, anybody can make a mistake. I guess I made one about you.
You think I didn't check you out, find out where you live?
Hey, look, now, cool down, kid. Now, that gun can go off.
I took a big chance on you, Kemper. I trusted you, and you played me for a dummy.
Now, look, just take it easy, kid, huh? Nothing's lost. I still got your share. It's right here.
I'll take it myself. Just hand it over.
Okay. Okay.
Please, spare me, Mr. Biggs. I don't want to hear any more about how you were rousted on a bum rap.
Honest, Roxy, it was a bum rap.
When a policeman accosts you because you are seated peacefully on a park bench communing with nature, Mr. Biggs, that may be aroused. But when that same policeman finds you drunk on a park bench beating your wife to a pulp, that is a no-no. Go, Mr. Biggs, and sin no more.
Well, thanks anyway, Roxy. Bailing me out again.
Goodbye.
To a pulp?
It was a fair fight. Mrs. Biggs used to be a wrestler. Oh, Barnaby. How nice to see you. Tea? Coffee? Oh, I forgot. Milk.
Oh, I think I had my quota at the office. Roxy, you're as pretty and spiffy looking as ever. How are you?
Wiser. Maybe a little poorer if you don't find Ross Kemper for me.
Roxy, I always figured the reason I never got much business from you was because you were too smart a bail bondswoman to be taken by some skip-out.
Never would have happened if I'd been minding the store.
So you finally took that vacation you've been talking about?
No chance. Doctor wanted to make some tests, so he put me in the hospital for a few days.
Hospital? You all right?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. It's just that when I was away, Jim Wayburn, that's the young man that works for me, handled the bonding transaction. He took collateral in the form of stock certificates. Turns out they were hot.
Didn't he check the certificate serial number?
I can't blame Jim. He's inexperienced and he's eager to bring in a big commission. I just should have been here, that's all.
When did you find out the stock was stolen?
Yesterday, when Kemper didn't show for the arraignment, I had the numbers checked. That's when the roof caved in.
How much was the bond?
$75,000.
That's a big one, Roxy. I hope the police find him.
If they don't produce Kemper in court within 90 days, I'll have to forfeit the entire amount. That's why I need you, Barnaby.
Roxy, I'm sorry I'm late again. I was up studying for my test pretty late last night, and I guess I overslept.
Mm-hmm. And I'll bet you didn't even take time to have lunch.
Lunch? I'm still trying to find time for breakfast.
Oh, excuse me. Barnaby, this is the future Clarence Darrow. Jim Wayburn, Barnaby Jones.
Hi, Jim. Nice to meet you.
Same here, Mr. Jones. I'm sorry about this mess I've made. I already told the police everything I know, and if there's anything else I can do, just let me know, please.
Well, when it comes to asking for help, you'll always find me at the head of the line.
He's been moping about this ever since Kemper skipped town yesterday. And I don't want it to affect your studies. Understand? It was an honest mistake. Now get out of here and take time for lunch. And don't forget a ham on rye for me, okay?
Roxy, I'm going to make this up to you. If Mr. Jones doesn't... Well, things don't turn out right, I'll pay you back every cent. If it takes the rest of my life.
It's a life that's going to end in about 2 seconds if you don't get out of here and put some meat on your bones. Now go. Goodbye.
Seems like a fine young man.
He is. He just brightens up my day to have him around here. You will find Kemper for me, won't you? I mean, Betty said that your calendar was very busy.
It's never too busy for you, Roxy. I'll get right on it.
Don't you ever give up?
No, I'm going to keep chasing you until you catch me.
You're impossible. Adorable, but impossible.
So, why haven't you returned my calls?
I thought we decided you were bad for me.
Now, you decided.
Remember something else I decided. I need a prosperous lawyer, not a poverty-stricken student.
Well, that's just what I want to talk to you about.
Who's talking when you don't listen?
How's that from a poverty-stricken student?
About what I'd expect. Where'd you get it at the dime store?
You know, that's the trouble when you become too cynical. You look, but you don't see. Now, look again. It's real.
It is real, isn't it?
And there's more. Lots more. Now, can we talk?
Vicky, fill in for me for a few minutes, will you? What do you mean there's more?
There's enough for London, Paris, Rome. There's enough for you to quit this lousy job. There's enough for us to...
Just a minute. Where did you get this?
I had a lucky day down at the office.
Where, Jim?
What difference does it make? The point is it's yours. You like it?
It's stolen, isn't it?
Does that scare you?
I don't know. It should, I guess. What have you done?
There's nothing to worry about. I mean, believe me, it's free and clear.
And there's more?
There's over $1 million worth more.
What?
Now, are you scared?
Right down to my toes. How did you get it?
I'll tell you all about it later. But right now, I have to figure out a way to turn it into cash.
You're into something way over your head, aren't you,
Trust
Jim?
me. Okay? All right. Now, remember that girl you shared your apartment with last year, Linda?
What about her?
Remember you told me how upset she was with the guy she was dating? She gave him the brush because she found out he was a crook.
Yeah, she found out he dealt in stolen property.
And do you think you could get in touch with him?
You think so?
Good. Then we're in business, baby. It's as simple as that.
Oh, welcome to the hunt, Barnaby.
Roxy tell you I'm on the case?
No, but I figured if Roxy got in trouble, you'd be the first she'd turn to.
Any trace of Kemper?
Not yet. Carter, the manager, said he left here about 1 p.m. yesterday carrying a valise. Didn't say where he was going. You can see it all in the report.
City give your department a bigger budget last year?
Bigger budget? You lacing your milk with something these days?
Well, how come the expenditure for all these man hours on a common ordinary hit-and-run fugitive?
The stakes went up. Palm Beach police sent this on a little while ago.
Stock came from the Alexander Rockwell job.
Palm Beach suspects Kemper pulled the job together with one Sven Rowley. Now, their grapevine has it that Kemper double-crossed Rowley and then took off with the whole boodle.
That would explain why Kemper was in such a hurry to get bailed out.
That's too bad we didn't get that make-back sooner. We kept a tighter lock on Kemper.
I heard of this Rowley. He's supposed to be a bad boy. Have you been seen in town?
No, but they've got the same news in Florida that we have about Kemper skipping bail, so we're expecting him. You watch yourself, Barnaby. Be careful. Don't get caught in the middle, huh?
I'll keep that in mind.
A spray of sparkling, genuine imitation diamonds. Look at it. A sparkling dream. The kind of stuff that maybe Napoleon gave to his broad,
Josephine.
Josephine, right. Or Caesar gave to Cleopatra.
Or Clyde gave to Bonnie.
Hey, how can you pass up something with that kind of history?
Sold, Andy. How much?
$16. And that's wholesale, Barnaby, honest.
Here's 50.
You want change or you buying something else?
I'd like a line on Ross Kemper.
You figured. When Betty called and said you wanted to see Andy Burns up here, it wasn't to play cello in a string quartet.
Come on, Andy. Do you think you're going to help us find him?
Hey, when a guy's on a land with over $1 million, he doesn't hold up a sign saying, "Here I am," you know.
You're gonna have to surface sometime in order to fence the loot.
Hey, with the cops hot on his tail, what's his hurry? Nah, he may not surface for months.
I'd buy that except for one thing. Sven Rowley is also looking for him.
Sven Rowley? Was he on the Rockwell heist, too?
The police think that Kemper double-crossed Rowley and took it all.
Include me out. Number one ain't getting himself killed messing around with Sven Rowley. No, sir.
Oh, don't be so dramatic, Andy. Nobody's trying to get you killed. Just thought maybe you'd like to do a favor in return for all of those I've done for you.
Look at this. Woman's got a memory like an elephant. Okay. I'll check around and see if any of the fences are contemplating suicide. Peggy. Peggy something or other.
Who's Peggy something or other?
This girl. When Kemper was in L.A. about 6 months ago, he was sporting this light-haired girl on his arm. A real beauty.
Peggy. What's her last name?
Peggy. It's no use. Anyway, he was showing her off as a scuba diving expert, trying to scare up some backing for a sunken treasure scam in Florida. I think she's still in town, maybe.
Where?
East side, west side, take your pick. I gotta get running. I'll see you later.
Betty.
I know. A light-haired scuba diving expert named of Peggy something or other. This could make the telephone company rich, you know.
Victor's online.
I know.
Sally's been quite secretive. She didn't give me your name.
Yes, I know that too.
One can't be too careful, can one? This is a fine Burgundy. It's domestic, but excellent.
No thanks, I'm not thirsty. Let's get on with it, okay?
Cultural suicide. That's what our pre-packaged barbaric civilization is headed to. Very well. This consignment of engravings and baubles your young lady talks about, how can one be certain you are really in possession of such merchandise?
All you have to do is check the number.
I will. It's Still, business being business, I will have to see all the merchandise before I commit to a deal. A percentage deal, of course.
What kind of percentage?
Oh, 20, perhaps as much as 25%.
You gotta be putting me on.
But consider the difficulties involved. These engravings are tainted and require special arrangements for their disposal. The baubles present a completely different set of problems, cutting and resetting stones. Now come, $250,000 to $300,000, still a sizable amount of money, isn't it?
When? It's got to be right away.
Raising that amount of cash is not easy, but manageable. This is my place of business. Be there tonight at 10, and remember, come with all the merchandise.
All right, Virginia. Turn around, take a deep breath, and fall into the water backwards.
Thank you, Gibson.
I'm busy right now. Just let yourself go. Don't push off.
I'm a private investigator, Barnaby Jones. You mind if I ask you a few questions about Ross Kemper?
Yes, I do mind.
It's kind of important.
I told you I'm busy.
Did Ross Kemper do that to you?
No. Some gorilla looking for him, just like you, who couldn't take get lost for an answer. So if you think you can do a better job on me, then go right ahead. But you better take your best shot, mister, because you just get one.
Whoop, hold it. The only time I ever struck a woman, she was 3.5 years old and had a penny stuck in her throat.
I'm sorry. But after that big ape bounced me around my apartment, I've been a nervous wreck.
Who did it?
He didn't leave a calling card. Just said Ross would know.
You look like that?
That's him, all right.
Sven Rowley.
Has something happened to Ross?
You have any special reason to believe something may have?
2 days ago, he called from his apartment just after he'd been released on bail. And he said he needed a place to stay for a while, so I told him to come over. But he never showed up.
Maybe he just decided he wanted to get out of town in a hurry.
Maybe. But then he would have called. Something. Anything. Unless he couldn't. No. Something has happened to Ross.
Whom do you expect to find? Jack the Ripper? I'm a legitimate businessman. You think I would stoop to trickery?
If I let you.
Well, where's the merchandise? I warned you there'd be no bargaining until you show good faith.
You show me some good faith first.
Very well. Here you are. Satisfied?
Stuff will be here in a few minutes.
Hello?
It's okay. Bring it.
Wait, Jim, don't hang up. After I dropped you off, I drove around the block the way you told me to, and I saw a car parked in the alley behind the shop. There's a man sitting in it.
All right, you know what to do.
Hold it! Leave it alone! What are you so nervous about? I'm only trying to ensure our privacy.
Give me the keys. Give them to me.
You always stop by when you see a squad car?
I got a call from an informant. He tipped me that Sonderheim may be the only man in town big enough to handle the Rockwell loot.
That's a pretty good tip. We found some of the loot on his body.
What's the bottom line on this?
I'm still trying to work out a few puzzlements.
Like?
Well, like the .32 caliber slug that killed Sonderheim went clear through his body.
Killer must have been standing close.
Right. Now, these slugs, .38 caliber, were dug out of the casings near the door there at the front of the shop. Could have been somebody who took a few shots at the killer as he left.
Sonderheim?
That's one of the puzzlements. See, Sonderheim's gun wasn't fired. Now, that adds up to 3 guns.
One of them could have been Sven Rowley.
Could have been. If he's in town.
He's in town. He worked over Kemper's lady friend yesterday.
Ah. All right, that just might explain how those bullets got in the casing, but take a look at this.
I'm at you for it. Double or nothing.
Win or lose, you'd end up shortchanged.
Just doesn't figure that Sonderheim would try to rip off a couple of professionals like Rowley and Kemper, does it?
That's what I mean, puzzlements. You know, if I was a man who jumped to quick conclusions, I'd say Sonderheim set Kemper up for Rowley, and Kemper found out about it, killed Sonderheim, and took off with Rowley taking a few shots at him. You buy that?
Why should I buy it if you don't?
Sure would like to. Wrap this homicide up nice and neat. Only there are a couple of thorns that keep sticking.
Like the fact that Sonderheim isn't doing business with amateurs.
That and some things in Kemper's M.O. See, he preferred a .45 automatic. What's more, he's been known to doctor his bullets so they splatter when they hit. It makes it a little difficult for ballistics to trace. But the slug that killed Sonderheim didn't splatter.
That wasn't a .45.
Of course, Kemper could have changed his M.O., and he's packing a .32 now.
Maybe the answer is a lot simpler than that.
Try me. It's a seller's market.
Maybe it wasn't Kemper in the first place.
You shouldn't have come here.
I didn't sleep 1 minute last night, Jim. I'm scared.
Look, everything's gonna be all right. Calm down.
What have you got me into? First Kemper and now Sonderheim.
Look, what did you want me to do? The man was going to kill me.
I know that, but you could have...
Just go on home and leave everything to me.
That's not good enough, Jim. We've got to get out of town now.
Be reasonable. They'd suspect me in a minute if we ran. And anyway, there's no reason to run. The only ones who can tie me to the Rockwell loot are Kemper and Sonderheim. And they're dead.
What about the man who shot at you last night? He may not know who you are or where to find you, but what if Sonderheim told him who I am and where to find me?
Oh, yeah. You're right.
We've got to get away from here now.
But I can't just cut out and disappear without some story for Roxy and Barnaby Jones, or they'll get wise.
Well, it's better than hanging around letting that man find us.
Have you got any cash?
12 or 1,300 in my savings account.
Oh, great. Take it out. I've got a couple hundred myself. That'll be enough for us to get to Mexico.
When?
Tonight. I'll call Roxy from San Francisco. I'll tell her we just eloped and that we're going to go to tramp around the country for a while. Instead, we'll take off for Mexico City. We can get us a fence there. Here are the keys to my apartment. You can stay there now. Whatever you do, don't go back to work and don't go back to your own apartment.
What about my things?
We'll get you all new things. Go on, I'll call you later.
Secrets?
Not for much longer.
How cryptic we are when romance rears its beautiful head. Oh, I'll get the Kemper file.
How's it going, Mr. Jones?
Well, like most cases. I have to go back to the beginning every now and then to see if there's anything I missed. Did you miss anything?
Me?
Yeah, sometimes things happen that don't seem too important at the time, or things that people forget to mention. Like, for instance, when you sprang Kemper, he may have said something useful that didn't sound too important at the time.
All he talked about when I drove him home was how glad he was to be out of jail.
And you didn't see anybody suspicious hanging around?
No.
What'd you do when you got home?
We went right up to his apartment. He gave me the stock certificates, and I left.
About what time was that?
It must have been just before 1 o'clock.
Now, according to the police report, the apartment house manager says he checked out about a few minutes later, 1 o'clock.
That's what he said.
Now, the curious thing is that the manager also said that Kemper left through the underground garage.
What's so strange about that?
He didn't have a car. His car was impounded as evidence in the hit-and-run case.
That's right.
Now, wouldn't you think that if he wanted a cab or wanted to be picked up by somebody, he would have gone out the front door?
I suppose so.
Tell Roxy I'll look at that file later.
Hey, that's right, Mr. Jones. I didn't see Mr. Kemper when he came home after they let him out on bail. But I did see him leave.
Through the garage.
That's right.
Any reason why?
To do his wash.
To do his what?
His wash? Oh, scared me half to death, he did. I was just putting a quarter in the dryer when he burst in. Almost gave me cardiac arrest.
I can't imagine why he stopped to do his laundry. Kemper was all checked out. He was carrying a valise.
You have that vent repaired recently?
Nah, it ain't been touched since it was put in.
You have any trouble down here lately?
Not that I know of.
No shootings, hold-ups?
No.
That Mr. Kemper was a menace, he was. Glad to be rid of him.
Oh, stop crabbing so much, Mrs. Loomis.
Well, just telling it like it is, Mr. Carter.
All right. So he scared you a little.
Well, that wasn't all for one day. He knocked me down when he came home. Running through the hall that way, a menace.
Kemper was running?
I was just coming out of my apartment with my wash, heading for the basement, and there he comes. Bang, right into me. Not so much as a beg your pardon, and up he flies. Doesn't even wait for the elevator.
The young man with him, was he running too?
What young man? He was alone.
Are you sure Kemper was alone when he came home? There was no young man about 24 with curly hair?
No, wasn't a soul with him.
Make one sound, it's gonna be your last. Where is he?
Please, what do you want?
I spent a lot of time sweet talking to those gals you work with down at that restaurant to find out who your boyfriend is and where he lives. Now that I found out, I'm here to collect what's mine. Do you understand?
Hello, Roxy?
Barnaby, where did you rush off to?
I had to check on something. Is Jim there?
No, he had to go home and get some law school notes.
Do you have an address on him?
Sure, it's 2239 Westlake Parkway. What's this about, Barnaby?
I'm not sure yet. Roxy, does Jim own a gun?
I should think not. If we run into any problems, there's my .32 revolver I keep in the desk.
Would you take a look and see if the gun is there now?
Hold on. Barnaby. It's not there.
Thanks, Roxy. I'll explain later.
Oh, hi. Now, don't get mad at me, but I didn't get home. I ran into a lawyer friend of mine, and he had a client who needed bail, so I thought I'd come back and get the paperwork started.
You had a couple of calls while you were out.
Who?
I don't know. She didn't say. And I have to get to the bank before it closes.
You've only got 15 minutes.
Have you seen my gun anywhere?
Isn't it in your drawer?
No, I looked, but I couldn't find it.
It must be around somewhere. I'll look for it.
One of the calls was from Barnaby. Why would he want to know whether or not you owned a gun?
How should I know?
You're not in any kind of trouble, are you?
Me? No. Everything's cool. Bank's gonna close on you.
Right. Bye. See you later.
Roxy Morgan bail bonding.
You talk nice and normal, you dig?
Jim, it's me.
Sally, will you quit calling? Just sit tight. I got the tickets. Plane leaves at 9:20.
That's great. Just that I'm afraid to be alone.
There's nothing to worry about. We're all set.
Jim, I have to see you. Can you come over now? I don't want to be alone, that's all. If you don't come over, I'm going to leave.
All right. Roxy will be back in a few minutes, and I'll come over then.
Get to the point, Mindy, or I'll blow your head off.
If your boyfriend doesn't come up with the loot, I'm gonna give you something to cry about. So shut up.
Hold it. Better wait around, young lady. You got some explaining to do. Well, operator, get me the police.
No, Jim. Not you. When Barnaby asked me all those questions, I knew there was something terrible and wrong. But this...
Roxy,
My God, Jim. Where's Ross Kemper? Did you kill him for what's in there?
I'm sorry, but it turned out this way. I didn't want you to be hurt by this.
No. Don't you dare tell me that you didn't mean to hurt me. Because it does.
I'm going now, Roxy. Move out of the way.
I'm not going to let you do this.
It's done. Now, don't make it any tougher than it is. Please.
You're going to have to kill me first.
Roxy, don't make me. Stay where you are, Jones.
Easy, Jim. Nobody's crowding you. That's right. It's all over, boy.
down, Jim.
Don't move, or I'll shoot.
Jim? A pretty good shot. Hold your fire!
Jim? Jim?
Roxy!
Don't kill him. Please don't kill him.
Jim? Throw your gun out. Come out with your hands up. Give it up, son. You're in a lot of trouble. Maybe we can help you. We'll try, but not if you force this. Think, Jim. Think! You want it to end like this?
It's all right, Jim. All right.
Judge Barrow just signed this. When the police found Kemper where Jim said he was, he officially dismissed a $75,000 liability.
Thank you, Barnaby.
Well, now, let me see. I always hate to take advantage of a date, but seeing as Mr. Alexander Rockwell is paying Barnaby such a handsome fee for helping to return his property, I think I'll go hog wild. How about you, Roxy? Shall we start off with shrimp cocktail or escargot?
Oh, anything.
Roxy, I had a talk with Jim's lawyer. They're going to plead guilty, but they have a very strong argument that Jim only killed in self-defense. Now, I have a hunch that he's going to get out with a decent part of his life still ahead of him.
I'd like that.
Well, you ought to perk up because my hunches are usually right. What's bothering you, Roxy? Those tests you took at the hospital?
I'm sorry. No, the report came back this morning and the tests were all negative.
Oh, Roxy, I'm so happy for you.
Well, I think that calls for a toast to Roxy Morgan. May she do business at the same stand for a while longer.
A heck of a while longer.
Part 1. The Weight of Ambition. The midday sun beat down relentlessly on the concrete steps of the Los Angeles County Courthouse, casting long, stark shadows across the plaza. Inside, the air was thick with the scent of old floor wax, nervous sweat, and the quiet desperation of those caught in the labyrinth of the justice system. In a small, dimly lit holding room, Jim Ross Wabin sat across from a man who seemed entirely too relaxed for his predicament. Jim was a young man, his eyes bright with the weary ambition of a law student who burned the candle at both ends. He worked for Roxy Morgan, a seasoned and tough, but incredibly warm-hearted bail bondswoman. Jim was eager, perhaps too eager, to prove his worth. Across the scarred wooden table sat Ross Kemper. Kemper had the kind of smooth, unbothered charm that often masked deep flaws. He had just been handed a bail amount that would make most men pale. "Well, the judge really lowered the boom on you, Mr. Kemper," Jim said, his voice steady but laced with a hint of disbelief. "He is a hanging judge. $75,000 is a massive amount." Kemper leaned back, crossing his arms with a scoff. "Look, on a hit-and-run felony, my bail should be $5,000, maybe $10,000 tops. And it would be if I did not come from out of town." "Maybe, maybe not," Jim replied, sorting through his paperwork. "You almost killed the man you hit. You destroyed thousands of dollars in property. You endangered other lives. You resisted arrest." Kemper sighed, leaning forward, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. "Look, I do not understand what the hang-up is, Mr. Wabin. You get your 10%. I mean, any other bail bondsman in Los Angeles would jump at the chance to earn this kind of fee." "Look, Mr. Kemper, I would really like to help you," Jim said, his brow furrowing. "But I cannot go back to my boss and justify a $75,000 bond without the collateral to back it up. Hey, look, come on, will you, Wabin? Give me a break." Kemper's eyes searched Jim's face, looking for a weakness, a crack in the professional facade. "Tell me something. Are you married? Got kids?" "Oh, no way." Jim chuckled softly, though the exhaustion in his eyes betrayed him. "I am still in law school." "Okay," Kemper mused, a slow smile spreading across his face. "You work and go to school at the same time. Must be tough." "It is not so bad," Jim said defensively. "Nothing a little money would make easier, huh?" Jim paused, the weight of his overdue rent, the towering stacks of textbooks, and his dreams of a comfortable life with his girlfriend flashing through his mind. "You would get no argument out of me there." "Sit down a minute," Kemper urged gently. "What is your first name?"
"Jim."
"Jim Ross." "Look, Jim, I have got a business on the street that cannot wait, and I am going to take a chance. I am going to level with you. Now, what if I told you that you could get your hands on enough money to stop working? Enough money to finish law school. And after that, enough to set you up. Maybe even for life." Jim shook his head, standing up. "Look, Mr. Kemper, I have another appointment." "No, I mean it," Kemper insisted, his tone suddenly urgent. "And to get you off the hook with the bonding company, what if I also told you I could dig up collateral right away today? Stocks that would more than cover my bail. Are you interested?" Jim hesitated. The promise of financial freedom was a powerful siren song. "Well, if you do have the stocks to cover the bond, what is the problem?" Kemper smirked. "The way you are going to play dumb, you are interested. I am talking about cutting you in on something big. The Rockwell heist. Alexander Rockwell in Palm Beach, Florida. You read about it." Jim's eyes widened. "You did that?"
"Yeah."
"The loot includes a lot of stocks, worth maybe 8 times the price of my bail. Is that enough collateral?" "I cannot accept stolen stocks," Jim said, his moral compass struggling against the sudden, overwhelming temptation. "See, you made a mistake," Kemper whispered smoothly. "By the time anyone finds out they are hot, I am long gone. Let us just say that what I am holding comes to about $1,200,000. Let us say you could have 200,000. It was a staggering sum. For a young man counting every dime, it was the key to a kingdom. Blinded by the desire to provide a beautiful life for himself and his beloved Vicky, Jim made a choice that would alter the course of his life. He arranged the release. As they stepped out into the bright afternoon sun, Kemper patted Jim's shoulder. "I want to tell you, kid, you handled that release like a real professional. Your boss ought to pin a medal on you." "I do not think I will take any bows until I get my hands on that collateral," Jim said, his voice tight with anxiety. I told you not to worry, did I not? Now, where are you parked? Kemper pointed toward a distant corner. Over there. I will be right with you. I have got to make a phone call. While Kemper stepped into a nearby telephone booth, dialing the number of an associate to arrange his escape, Jim waited by his car, a knot of dread tightening in his stomach. He was crossing a line, and the shadows were already beginning to gather. Part 2. The Price of Mistakes. The afternoon faded into a tense evening. Jim had driven Kemper to his rundown apartment building to collect the promised collateral. The hallways smelled of boiled cabbage and old dust. Jim waited near the door as Kemper rummaged through a travel bag. You certainly moved fast, kid, Kemper sneered, his demeanor shifting entirely. Gone was the charming negotiator. In his place stood a hardened criminal. What do you think I am, an idiot? Is that what you think? Jim stepped back, his heart hammering against his ribs. Well, anybody can make a mistake. I guess I made one about you. You think I did not check you out? Find out where you live? Kemper reached into his coat, pulling out a heavy, dark pistol. Panic seized Jim. He saw his entire future, the law degree, the life with Vicky, his freedom, evaporating in the barrel of that weapon. He acted on pure instinct, a desperate surge of self-preservation. A struggle ensued, a frantic clash in the small, cluttered room. It was not a battle born of malice, but of absolute terror. When the terrible, deafening sound of a gunshot echoed through the room, it was Kemper who fell, the victim of his own treacherous game. Jim stood frozen, his breath coming in ragged gasps. He had never intended for this to happen. He was a student, a young man dreaming of the law, not a criminal. Trembling, he looked at the open travel bag. Inside lay the fortune Kemper had promised. Driven by fear and a misguided belief that he had already crossed the point of no return, Jim took the bag and fled into the night. The next morning, the sun rose over Los Angeles, painting the sky in hopeful hues of pink and gold, completely oblivious to the turmoil in Jim's soul. Across town, in a cozy, brightly lit office filled with a comforting hum of city traffic, Roxy Morgan was greeting an old friend. Roxy was a woman of immense spirit, her kindness radiating through her no-nonsense professional attire. Please spare me, Mr. Biggs, Roxy was saying into the telephone, her voice a mix of exasperation and amusement. I do not want to hear any more about how you were rousted on a bum rap. Honest, Roxy, it was a bum rap. When a policeman accosts you because you are seated peacefully on a park bench communing with nature, Mr. Biggs, that may be a roust. But when that same policeman finds you drunk on a park bench beating your wife to a pulp, that is a no-no. Go, Mr. Biggs, and sin no more. Goodbye. She hung up the telephone just as the office door opened. In walked Barnaby Jones, a seasoned private investigator whose gentle demeanor and warm smile hid a razor-sharp intellect. To a pulp? Barnaby asked, a twinkle in his eye. It was a fair fight. Mrs. Biggs used to be a wrestler. Oh, Barnaby, Roxy beamed, her face lighting up. How nice to see you. Tea? Coffee? Oh, I forgot. Milk. Barnaby chuckled, taking a seat. I think I had my quota at the office. Roxy, you are as pretty and spiffy-looking as ever. How are you? Wiser. Roxy sighed, a shadow crossing her warm face. Maybe a little poorer if you do not find Ross Kemper for me. Barnaby leaned forward, resting his hands on his knees. Roxy, I always figured the reason I never got much business from you was because you were too smart a bail bondswoman to be taken by some skip-out. It never would have happened if I had been minding the store, Roxy explained, shaking her head. The doctor wanted to make some tests, so he put me in the hospital for a few days. Hospital? Are you all right? Barnaby asked, genuine concern softening his voice. Oh, yeah, I am fine, Roxy assured him quickly. It is just that when I was away, Jim Wabin, that is the young man that works for me, handled the bonding transaction. He took collateral in the form of stock certificates. Turns out they were hot. Did he not check the serial numbers? I cannot blame Jim. He is inexperienced, and he is eager to bring in a big commission. I just should have been here, that is all. When did you find out the stock was stolen? Yesterday. When Kemper did not show up for the arraignment, I had the numbers checked. That is when the roof caved in. The bond was $75,000. If the police do not produce Kemper in court within 90 days, I will have to forfeit the entire amount. That is why I need you. Barnaby. Just then, the office door opened again, and Jim rushed in, looking pale and exhausted. The weight of his secret was visibly crushing him. Roxy, I am sorry I am late again, Jim stammered. I was up studying for my test pretty late last night. I guess I overslept. And I bet you did not even take time to have lunch, Roxy scolded gently, her maternal instinct taking over. Barnaby, this is the future Clarence Darrow. Jim Wabin, meet Barnaby Jones. Hi, Jim. Nice to meet you, Barnaby said, offering a warm handshake. Same here, Mr. Jones, Jim replied, his eyes darting nervously. Roxy, I am sorry about this mess I have made. I already told the police everything I know. If there is anything else I can do, just let me know. Please, Roxy waved a hand dismissively. He's been moping about this ever since Kemper skipped town yesterday. And I do not want it to affect your studies. Understand? It was an honest mistake. Now get out of here and take time for lunch. And do not forget a ham on rye for me, okay? Jim looked at Roxy, his heart aching with guilt over the betrayal of her trust. Roxy, I am going to make this up to you. I will pay you back every cent, if it takes the rest of my life. It is a life that is going to end in about 2 seconds if you do not get out of here and put some meat on your bones, Roxy teased lightly. Now go. Goodbye. As the door closed behind Jim, Barnaby watched thoughtfully. Seems like a fine young man. He is, Roxy smiled softly. He just brightens up my day to have him around here. You will find Kemper for me, will you not? Barnaby nodded gently. It is never too busy for you, Roxy. I will get right on it. Part 3. Tangled Webs. Later that afternoon, Jim met his girlfriend, Vicky, at a quiet park away from the bustling city center. Vicky was a bright, caring young woman who dreamed of a simple, happy life. She had noticed Jim's recent stress and had been deeply worried about him. You stop talking when you do not listen, Vicky was saying, playfully scolding him. I need a prosperous lawyer, not a poverty-stricken student. Jim managed a strained smile. Well, that is just what I want to talk to you about. How is that from a poverty-stricken student? He reached into his pocket and pulled out a stunning, shimmering piece of jewelry, a remnant of the Rockwell heist. The sunlight caught the facets, scattering brilliant colors across their faces. Vicky gasped, her eyes wide. About what I would expect. Where did you get it? The dime store? You know, that is the trouble when you become too cynical, Jim said softly, though his hands trembled slightly. You look, but you do not see. Now look again. It is real. Vicky touched the cold stones, realization dawning on her. It is real, is it not? Jim, where did you get this? And there is more. Jim pressed on, his voice taking on a desperate, manic edge. Lots more. Now, can we talk? There is enough for London, Paris, Rome. There is enough for you to quit your job. There is enough for us too. Just a minute, Vicky interrupted, pulling back, her heart beating fast. Where did you get this? I had a lucky day down at the office? Where, Jim? What difference does it make? The point is, it is yours. Do you like it? It is stolen, is it not? Vicky's voice dropped to a terrified whisper. Does that scare you? I do not know. It should, I guess. What have you done? Jim grabbed her hands, pleading. Look, there is nothing to worry about. Believe me, it is free and clear. There is over $1 million worth more. Vicky pulled her hands away, stepping back. Now I am scared, right down to my toes. How did you get it? I will tell you all about it later. Jim deflected, the walls closing in on him. But right now, I have to figure out a way to turn it into cash. You are into something way over your head, Jim. Trust me. Okay. He desperately needed to fence the goods. Remembering an old roommate of Vicky's who had dated a man involved in stolen property, Jim convinced Vicky to reach out and make a connection. It was a perilous path, pulling the woman he loved into his dark secret, but Jim felt he had no other choice. Meanwhile, Barnaby Jones was methodically piecing together the puzzle. His investigation led him to a pawnshop owner and informant named Andy Burns. Andy's shop was a chaotic wonderland of forgotten treasures and broken dreams. A spray of sparkling, genuine imitation diamonds, Andy pitched, holding up a gaudy necklace. Look at it. A sparkling dream. The kind of stuff that maybe Napoleon gave to Josephine, or Caesar gave to Cleopatra. Sold, Andy. Barnaby smiled patiently. How much? $16. And that is wholesale, Barnaby. Honest. Barnaby handed him a $50 bill. Do you want change, or are you buying something else? Andy asked, eyeing the bill greedily. I would like a line on Ross Kemper. Andy sighed, his salesman persona dropping immediately. I figured. When your secretary called and said you wanted to see me up here, it was not to play cello in a string quartet. Hey, when a guy is on the line with over $1 million, he does not hold up a sign saying, "Here I am." He is going to have to surface sometime in order to fence the loot. With the police out on his tail. What is his hurry? Barnaby reasoned. He may not surface for months, Andy noted. Except for one thing. Sven Rowley is also looking for him. Barnaby raised an eyebrow. Sven Rowley was a known, dangerous enforcer. Was he on the Rockwell heist too? The police think that Kemper double-crossed Rowley and took it all, Andy whispered, looking over his shoulder. Include me out. I am not getting myself killed messing around with Sven Rowley. No, sir. Nobody is trying to get you killed, Andy. Just thought maybe you would like to do a favor in return for all of those I have done for you. Andy rubbed his chin. Okay, I will check around. By the way, there is a girl. When Kemper was in town about 6 months ago, he was sporting this light-haired girl on his arm. A real beauty.
Peggy something.
She is a scuba diving expert. Armed with this new lead, Barnaby set out to find Peggy. The web was expanding, and Barnaby sensed that the missing Kemper was only a small piece of a much larger, darker picture. Part 4. Desperation. Jim's meeting with the fence, a sophisticated and entirely ruthless man named Victor Sondheim, was fraught with tension. Sondheim operated out of an upscale gallery, sipping domestic burgundy and speaking in riddles of high culture. This consignment of engravings and baubles your young lady talks about, Sondheim mused, peering over his spectacles. How can one be certain you are really in possession of such merchandise? All you have to do is check the numbers, Jim said, trying to maintain a posture of confidence. I will. Still, business being business, I will have to see all the merchandise before I commit to a percentage deal. 20, perhaps as much as 25%. Jim swallowed hard. You have got to be joking. Consider the difficulties involved, Sondheim countered smoothly. These engravings are tainted. The bauble's present problems, cutting and resetting stones.
Come now.
$250,000 to $300,000 is still a sizable amount of money, is it not? When? Jim asked desperately. It has got to be right away. Raising that amount of cash is not easy, but manageable. Bring all the merchandise here tonight. That night, everything unraveled further. In the shadowy alley behind Sondheim's gallery, unseen forces were moving. Sven Rowley, the dangerous giant cheated by Kemper, had tracked the loot to Sondheim. Jim, sitting in his car outside, witnessed a confrontation that left Sondheim dead. Terrified, Jim fled into the night, realizing that the treasure he held was soaked in blood and hunted by monsters. Barnaby's investigation accelerated. He visited Peggy, the scuba diving instructor, who revealed she had been roughed up by Sven Rowley looking for Kemper. Kemper had promised to hide out at her place, but had never arrived. Barnaby returned to the apartment building where Kemper had briefly stayed. He spoke with Carter, the manager, and Mrs. Loomis, a talkative tenant. That Mr. Kemper was a menace, he was, Mrs. Loomis complained, folding her laundry in the basement. Glad to be rid of him. Did he scare you? Barnaby asked kindly. He knocked me down when he came home, running through the hall that way. And he did not take the elevator. He just ran. Are you sure Kemper was alone? Barnaby pressed, a sudden, chilling theory forming in his mind. There was no young man about 24 with curly hair? Nope. was not a soul with him. Barnaby's heart sank. Jim had claimed he went upstairs with Kemper. If Kemper was alone, Jim had lied. And if Jim had lied, the young, bright law student was in far deeper trouble than anyone had imagined. Meanwhile, Jim was unraveling completely. He met with Vicky, who was paralyzed with fear. "You should not have come here," Vicky cried. "I did not sleep 1 minute last night, Jim. I am scared." "Look, everything is going to be all right. Calm down," Jim pleaded, trying to hold her trembling hands. "What have you got me into? First Kemper and now Sondheim. The man was going to kill me." "We have got to get out of town now," Jim decided, his mind racing. "I have tickets. The plane leaves at 9:20 tonight. We will take off for Mexico City. We can get us a fence there." "I am afraid to be alone," Vicky wept. "I will come over soon. Just sit tight." But sitting tight was a luxury they no longer possessed. Sven Rowley had tracked Vicky down. Bursting into her apartment, the massive enforcer cornered her, demanding the loot. "Get to the point, or I will hurt you," Rowley snarled. "If your boyfriend does not come up with the loot, you are going to pay." Part 5. Grace and Redemption. Barnaby had pieced the tragic story together. Realizing Jim was armed and desperate, he raced to Roxy's office, calling ahead to warn her, though he kept the grim truth veiled to protect her heart as long as possible. Roxy, confused but trusting her old friend, noted that the .32 caliber revolver she kept in her desk was missing. When Jim returned to the office to collect his final belongings, Roxy confronted him gently. One of the calls was from Barnaby. "Why would you want to know whether or not you owned a gun?" Jim froze, his facade crumbling. "How should I know? You are not in any kind of trouble, are you?"
Me? No.
"Everything is cool." Before Jim could escape, the telephone rang. It was Vicky, screaming in terror. Rowley was there. Driven by love and sheer desperation, Jim raced to Vicky's apartment, the heavy .32 caliber revolver dragging down his pocket. Barnaby and the police were not far behind. In the dimly lit apartment, Jim burst through the door, weapon raised. Rowley lunged. A struggle, brief and chaotic, ensued. But before Jim could make another tragic mistake, the door flew open again. Barnaby stood there, projecting a calm, commanding presence amidst the storm. The police flooded the hallway behind him. "Easy, Jim. Nobody is crowding you," Barnaby said, his voice is steady, grounding force.
It is all over, boy.
"Put the gun down, Jim." Jim stood trembling, the gun wavering in his hands. He looked at Vicky, weeping on the floor, unharmed but terrified. He looked at the stolen loot spilling from the bag. He looked at the terrible choices that had brought him to this dark precipice. "Think, Jim," Barnaby urged softly, stepping closer, offering a lifeline of reason and humanity. "Think. Do you want it to end like this? You made a mistake out of fear.
Do not compound it now. Give it up, son.
You are in a lot of trouble, but maybe we can help you. We will try, but not if you force this." The silence in the room was deafening, broken only by Vicky's soft sobs. Jim's shoulders slumped. The false promise of wealth and easy success washed away, leaving only the exhaustion of a frightened young man. Slowly, he lowered the weapon. He let it fall to the floor. "It is all right, Jim," Barnaby whispered, placing a reassuring hand on the young man's shoulder as the officers moved in to arrest him and Rowley. "It is going to be all right." A few weeks later, the atmosphere in a warm, elegantly lit restaurant was a world away from the cold concrete of the courthouse. Barnaby, his bright secretary Betty, and Roxy Morgan sat around a table adorned with crisp linen and sparkling water glasses. "Judge Barrow just signed this," Barnaby said, sliding an official document across the table. When the police found Kemper where Jim said he was, the judge officially dismissed the $75,000 liability. Roxy let out a breath she felt she had been holding for a month. "Thank you, Barnaby." "Well, now let me see," Barnaby smiled, his eyes twinkling. "I always hate to take advantage of a date, but seeing as Mr. Alexander Rockwell is paying me such a handsome fee for helping to return his property, I think I will go hog wild. How about you, Roxy?" Shall we start off with shrimp cocktail or escargot? Anything. Roxy laughed, though her eyes were damp. Barnaby reached across and patted her hand. Roxy, I had a talk with Jim's lawyer. They're going to plead guilty to the lesser charges, but they have a very strong argument that Jim only acted in self-defense against Kemper.
Now.
I have a hunch that he is going to get out with a decent part of his life still ahead of him. He is a smart boy who learned a very hard lesson. He will be okay. Roxy smiled, a genuine, radiant expression of relief. I would like that. Well, you ought to perk up because my hunches are usually right. But what is bothering you, Roxy? Is it those tests you took at the hospital? Roxy blinked, then a wide grin spread across her face. Hospital?
I am sorry.
No, the report came back this morning and the tests were all negative. I am perfectly healthy. Oh, Roxy, I am so happy for you. Barnaby beamed, raising his glass of milk in a celebratory toast. Well, I think that calls for a toast, Betty chimed in, raising her water glass. To Roxy Morgan, Barnaby declared softly, his voice full of warmth and enduring friendship. May she do business at the same stand for a while longer. A heck of a while longer, Roxy agreed, clinking her glass against his. As they enjoyed their meal, the shadows of the past weeks dissolved into the warm glow of the evening. Life, with all its trials and tribulations, had a way of righting itself. For Jim, there would be a long road of redemption ahead, but he was alive, and he was loved. And for Roxy and Barnaby, there was the quiet, profound satisfaction of having guided a lost soul back toward the light, ready to face whatever new mysteries tomorrow might bring. Chapter 1. A Desperate Bargain. The morning sun cast a warm, golden glow over the bustling streets of Los Angeles, a city where dreams and desperation often walked hand in hand. Inside the austere walls of the county holding facility, the air was heavy with the scent of floor wax and regret. Jim Ross, a bright-eyed law student who spent his days juggling heavy textbooks and his duties as a bail bondsman's assistant, sat across from a man who seemed entirely out of place in the harsh light of the interrogation room. Mr. Kemper leaned forward, his face etched with the kind of frantic energy that only trouble could bring. The judge had truly lowered the boom on him. It was a hanging judge, as they said in the corridors of justice. Look, Kemper pleaded, his voice a low, urgent hum. On a hit-and-run felony, my bail should be $5,000, maybe $10,000 at the absolute maximum. And it would be, if I did not come from out of town. Jim maintained a professional, albeit empathetic, posture. He possessed a kind heart, a trait that often made this line of work difficult. Maybe not, Mr. Kemper. You almost took the life of the man you hit. You destroyed thousands of dollars in property. You endangered other lives, and you resisted arrest. The law takes these things seriously. Kemper ran a hand over his face. I do not understand what the delay is, Wabin. You get your 10%. Any other bail bondsman in Los Angeles would jump at the chance to earn this kind of fee. I would truly like to help you, Mr. Kemper. Jim replied softly, his mind wandering briefly to his towering stack of tuition bills. But I cannot go back to my boss and justify a $75,000 bond without the solid collateral to back it up. Give me a break, will you? Kemper pressed, sensing the young man's internal struggle. I want to help, Jim reiterated, because if I help you, I help the business. But under these specific circumstances, my hands are tied. Kemper paused, his eyes narrowing as he studied the young man across the table. Tell me something. Are you married? Do you have kids? Jim offered a modest smile, shaking his head.
Oh, no.
No way. I am still in law school. My life is books and briefs right now. You work and go to school at the same time, Kemper noted, his tone softening into something that felt deceptively like camaraderie. That must be incredibly tough. It is not so bad, Jim said, though the exhaustion in his bones told a different story. Nothing a little money would not make easier, correct? You would get no argument out of me there. Jim chuckled softly, unaware of the dangerous path opening before him. Wait, sit down a minute, Kemper urged as Jim made a motion to leave. What is your first name?
Jim.
Jim Ross. Kemper leaned in closer, dropping his voice to a conspiratorial whisper. Look, Jim, I have business on the street that absolutely cannot wait. I'm going to take a chance and level with you. What if I told you that you could get your hands on enough money to stop working? Enough money to finish law school with ease. And after that, enough to set you up for a very long time, maybe even for life. Jim felt a sudden chill, his moral compass flashing a warning. Mr. Kemper, I have another client waiting. No, I mean it, Kemper insisted, his eyes wide. To get you off the hook with the bonding company, what if I also told you I could dig up collateral right away, today? Stocks that would more than cover my bail. Are you interested? Jim hesitated. He was young, ambitious, and desperately tired of struggling. Well, if you do have the stocks to cover the bond, what is the problem? Kemper smiled, a sly, knowing expression. You are playing dumb, but you are interested. I am talking about cutting you in on something immense. You have read about the Rockwell situation, right? Palm Beach, Florida. Jim's breath caught in his throat. You were involved in that? The collection includes a vast amount of stocks, worth maybe 5 to 8 times the price of my bail. Is that enough collateral for you? I cannot accept stolen stocks, Jim said, though his voice lacked its usual conviction. You are making a mistake, Kemper whispered. By the time anyone finds out they are untraceable, I will be long gone. Think about it. What I am holding comes to about $1,200,000. Let us say you could have 200,000 of that. Jim stared at the man, the staggering sum echoing in his mind. $200,000 meant freedom. It meant becoming the lawyer he always dreamed of being without the crushing weight of debt. He swallowed hard, trying to maintain his professional facade. I do not think I will take any bows until I get my hands on that collateral. I told you not to worry, Kemper said smoothly. Where are you parked? Over there, Jim pointed, his heart racing. I will be right with you. I have to make a quick phone call. As they parted ways momentarily, Jim could not have known the web of shadows he was stepping into. When he finally drove Kemper to his apartment, the tension was palpable. Once inside, the atmosphere shifted violently. Kemper, moving with alarming speed, turned on the young law student. You certainly moved fast, kid. What do you think I am, an idiot? Did you think I did not check you out, find out where you live? Jim backed away, panic rising in his chest. Cool down, Mr. Kemper. I took a big chance on you, Kemper growled. I trusted you, and you played me. A struggle ensued, a chaotic blur of desperation and fear. A firearm was drawn, not by Jim, but by Kemper. In the harrowing moments that followed, Jim fought only for his survival. A deafening sound echoed through the room, and when the dust settled, Jim realized with a sinking heart that his life would never be the same. He had survived, but the cost was an unbearable weight upon his soul. Chapter 2: A Mother's Intuition. Across town, the office of Roxy Morgan, bail bonding, was a haven of quirky warmth. Roxy, a woman of sharp wit, immense kindness, and undeniable elegance, was just returning from a brief hiatus. She possessed the kind of spirit that could brighten the gloomiest of rooms. Please spare me, Mr. Biggs, Roxy said over the telephone, adjusting her vibrant scarf. I do not want to hear any more about how you were arrested on a false charge. Honest, Roxy, you say it was a false charge. But when a police officer approaches you because you are seated peacefully on a park bench communing with nature, that may be a misunderstanding. When that same officer finds you intoxicated, causing a disturbance, that is an absolute unacceptable behavior. Go, Mr. Biggs, and make better choices. She hung up the phone with a weary but affectionate sigh. At that moment, the door chimed, and in walked Barnaby Jones. The seasoned private investigator brought a sense of calm reliability wherever he went. Oh, Barnaby, how lovely to see you, Roxy beamed, her face lighting up. Tea? Coffee? Oh, I forgot. Milk. Barnaby chuckled, his eyes crinkling with warmth. I think I had my quota at the office, Roxy. You are looking as lovely and spiffy as ever. How are you feeling? Wiser. Roxy replied, her smile fading just a fraction. "And maybe a little poorer, if you cannot help me find Ross Kemper." Barnaby took a seat, his perceptive eyes studying his old friend. "Roxy, I always figured the reason I never got much business from you was because you were far too smart a bail bondswoman to be taken by someone skipping town. It never would have happened if I had been minding the store," Roxy admitted, a hint of guilt in her voice. "The doctor wanted to run some routine health tests, so he put me in the hospital for a few days." Barnaby leaned forward, concern etched on his features. "Hospital? Are you all right, Roxy?" "Oh, yes, I am perfectly fine," she reassured him quickly, waving a hand dismissively. "It is just that when I was away, Jim, that is the young man who works for me, handled a major bonding transaction. He took collateral in the form of stock certificates. It turns out they were stolen property." "Did he not check the serial numbers on the certificates?" Barnaby asked gently. Roxy shook her head, her maternal instincts rushing to defend the young man. "I cannot blame Jim, Barnaby. He is young, inexperienced, and he is so eager to do well and bring in a big commission for the office. I just should have been here, that is all." "When did you find out the stock was compromised?" "Yesterday. When Kemper did not show up for his arraignment, I had the numbers checked. That is when the roof caved in on us. The bond was for $75,000. Barnaby let out a low whistle. "That is a massive one, Roxy. I hope the authorities find him. If they do not produce Kemper in court within 90 days, I will have to forfeit the entire amount," Roxy explained, her voice steady, but laced with genuine concern. "That is why I need your help, Barnaby." Just then, the office door flew open, and Jim rushed in, breathless and looking entirely overwhelmed. "Roxy, I am so sorry I am late again. I was up late studying for my law exam last night, and I guess I overslept. I bet you did not even take time to have lunch yet." Roxy's face softened instantly. "Lunch? I am still trying to find time to think about breakfast." She gestured toward the detective. "Jim, this is Barnaby Jones. Barnaby, this is the future Clarence Darrow, Jim Ross." "Nice to meet you, Mr. Jones," Jim said, offering a polite but shaky handshake. "I am so sorry about this entire mess I have made, Roxy. I already told the police everything I know. If there is absolutely anything else I can do, please just let me know." Roxy stood up and walked over to the young man, placing a comforting hand on his shoulder. "He has been carrying the weight of the world on his shoulders ever since Kemper skipped town yesterday. Jim, I do not want this to affect your studies. Do you understand me? It was an honest mistake.
Now,
please get out of here and take time to eat something. And do not forget to bring me a sandwich, all right?" Jim looked at her, his eyes shining with a mixture of immense gratitude and deep, unspoken sorrow. "Roxy, I am going to make this up to you. Even if things do not turn out right, I will pay you back every single cent, even if it takes the rest of my life." Roxy gave him a gentle push toward the door. "It is a life that is going to end in about 2 seconds if you do not go put some healthy food in your stomach. Now go. Shoo." As the door closed behind Jim, Roxy sighed fondly. "He seems like a fine young man," Barnaby observed quietly. "He truly is," Roxy agreed. "He brightens up my day just having him around here. You will find Kemper for me, will you not, Barnaby? I mean, your secretary Betty mentioned your calendar was quite full." Barnaby smiled, a gentle, reassuring expression. "My schedule is never too busy for you, Roxy. I will get right on it." Chapter 3. The Weight of Secrets. Far from the comforting environment of Roxy's office, Jim was drowning in the consequences of his actions. He met his girlfriend, Sally, in a quiet, secluded park. Sally was a bright, beautiful young woman who believed in Jim's potential more than anyone else. "You are impossible," Sally laughed as Jim approached, trying to mask his profound anxiety with a charming smile. "Adorable, but impossible. Why have you not returned my telephone calls?" "I thought we decided you were bad for my study habits," Jim joked weakly. "No, you decided that," she teased, before noticing the seriousness in his eyes. "You also decided that you needed to be a prosperous lawyer, not a poverty-stricken student." Jim took a deep breath. That is precisely what I want to talk to you about. He reached into his coat and revealed a small velvet pouch. Sally's eyes widened as she looked inside. Where did you get this? It looks incredibly expensive. I had a lucky day, Jim said, his voice trembling slightly. The point is, it is yours. There is enough here for us to travel to London, Paris, Rome. There is enough for you to quit your difficult job. There is enough for us to start a real life. Sally pulled back, her intuition sensing the danger. Jim, just a minute. Where did you truly get this? Is it stolen? What have you done? Look, there is nothing to worry about, Jim pleaded, desperately wanting to believe his own words. I mean, believe me, we can be free and clear. And there is more. There is over $1 million worth of security. But I have to figure out a way to turn it into cash. Sally's heart broke for the man she loved. You are into something way over your head, are you not, Jim? Just trust me, he whispered, taking her hands in his. Remember that girl you shared an apartment with last year? Linda? You mentioned she dated a man who dealt in the shadows. Do you think you could contact him for me? Reluctantly, out of love and fear, Sally agreed to help. This connection led Jim to Victor Sonderheim, an aloof and sophisticated man who dealt in the trading of acquired goods. Meeting Sonderheim was an exercise in intimidation. The man sat in his plush office, offering domestic Burgundy wine and speaking in riddles about cultural decline. This consignment of engravings and valuables your young lady mentioned, Sonderheim drawled. How can one be absolutely certain you possess such merchandise? You can check the serial numbers, Jim insisted, trying to sound confident. Business being business, I will need to see all the merchandise before I commit to a percentage deal. Perhaps 20, maybe 25%. Jim balked at the exorbitant fee, but he was out of options. I need the cash immediately. $250,000 to $300,000. Sonderheim agreed to the meeting, but the shadows of Los Angeles were already moving against them. Unbeknownst to Jim, another figure was hunting for the Rockwell treasure. Sven Rowley, a formidable and dangerous man, was tearing through the city looking for Kemper and the stolen wealth. That very evening, the situation escalated tragically. Jim, terrified and cornered by the reality of dealing with a man like Sonderheim, found himself in yet another devastating confrontation. Sonderheim, greedy and ruthless, attempted to betray Jim. In the dark alley behind the shop, amidst the panic and a struggle for survival, Jim was forced to defend himself once more. The echo of another confrontation left Sonderheim defeated, and Jim's soul fractured further. Chapter 4. Barnaby's Gentle Pursuit. Barnaby Jones was a man who believed in the inherent goodness of people, but he also understood the tragic mistakes they could make when pushed to the edge. His investigation led him through a labyrinth of peculiar clues. He visited a local informant, Andy, a man who sold novelty items and possessed an encyclopedic knowledge of the city's underground movements. After a light-hearted exchange over a replica sparkling diamond, Barnaby steered the conversation toward Kemper and Sven Rowley. Sven Rowley is looking for Kemper too, Barnaby explained calmly. The authorities believe Kemper double-crossed Rowley and took the entire collection. Andy shook his head vigorously. Include me out of that. I am not getting myself hurt messing around with Sven Rowley. No one wants you hurt, Andy. Barnaby smiled gently. I just need a line on Kemper's connections. The trail led Barnaby to a young woman named Peggy, a scuba diving instructor who had previously dated Kemper. When Barnaby found her at the local pool, she was visibly shaken, having recently been intimidated by the imposing Sven Rowley. Are you all right, my dear? Barnaby asked softly, showing his badge. I am a private investigator. Did Ross Kemper do this to you? No, Peggy replied, her voice trembling. Some massive man looking for him did.
He said Ross would know why.
Has something happened to Ross? Barnaby offered a comforting presence. We're trying to find him to ensure everyone's safety. When did you last hear from him? 2 days ago, she recalled. He called from his apartment just after he had been released on bail. He said he needed a place to stay, but he never showed up. Barnaby thanked her graciously, his brilliant mind piecing the puzzle together. He reviewed the police reports regarding Kemper's apartment building. The building manager, Mr. Carter, and a resident, Mrs. Loomis, provided the missing link. He knocked me down when he came home. Mrs. Loomis complained to Barnaby in the basement laundry room, running through the hallway that way. He did not even say, "Excuse me." Was he running alone? Barnaby asked, his eyes sharp. Are you absolutely certain Kemper was alone when he came home? There was no young man, about 24 years old, with curly hair? No, Mrs. Loomis stated firmly. There was not a single soul with him. Barnaby's heart sank as the truth began to crystallize. Jim had told Roxy he escorted Kemper up to his room, but the witnesses contradicted this. Furthermore, the ballistic evidence from the tragic demise of Victor Sonderheim did not match Kemper's usual modus operandi. Kemper preferred a .45 caliber weapon, but Sonderheim was stopped by a .32 caliber. Barnaby remembered Roxy mentioning a .32 caliber revolver she kept in her desk drawer for protection. The pieces of the puzzle formed a heartbreaking picture of a desperate young man caught in a terrible web. Chapter 5: The Path to Redemption. The pressure was becoming unbearable for Jim. He met Sally one last time, their dreams of Paris and Rome replaced by the sheer terror of survival. I did not sleep one single minute last night, Jim, Sally cried softly. I am so scared. What have you gotten us into? First Kemper, and now the news about Sonderheim. Look, everything is going to be all right, Jim promised, though tears shone in his own eyes. I had no choice, Sally. They were going to hurt me. We have to get out of town. Tonight. I have enough cash for us to get to Mexico City. Here are the keys to my apartment. Stay there, and whatever you do, do not go back to work. But the darkness of the criminal world is relentless. Sven Rowley, tracking the movements of the stolen goods, managed to locate Sally. He broke into the apartment, his presence a terrifying embodiment of the consequences Jim had tried to outrun. Make one sound, and it will be a terrible mistake, Rowley threatened Sally. I spent a lot of time finding out who your boyfriend is. Now I am here to collect what belongs to me. Meanwhile, Barnaby had rushed back to Roxy's office. He found Roxy in good spirits, completely unaware of the storm gathering around her beloved assistant. Roxy, is Jim armed? Barnaby asked urgently. Could you check your desk and see if your .32 caliber revolver is still there? Roxy, confused, opened her drawer. Her face fell. Barnaby, it is not here. Before Barnaby could explain, Jim returned to the office, breathless. He needed to gather the last of his things before fleeing. When he saw Barnaby standing there, his face drained of color. You're not in any kind of trouble, are you, Jim? Roxy asked, her voice trembling with a mother's intuition. Jim tried to maintain his composure, but the charade was crumbling. At that moment, his telephone rang. It was Rowley, holding Sally captive, demanding the merchandise. The reality of his situation crashed down upon Jim. He could not run. He could not abandon Sally. And he could not lie to Roxy anymore. In a moment of profound despair, Jim pulled the weapon from his coat. The room froze. My goodness, Jim, Roxy whispered, her heart shattering as she looked at the young man she cared for so deeply. Where is Ross Kemper? Did you hurt him for money? I am so sorry it turned out this way, Roxy, Jim cried, his hands shaking violently. I never wanted you to be hurt by this. They forced my hand. It was self-defense, I swear it. Do not you dare tell me you did not mean to hurt me, Roxy said, tears streaming down her face, speaking to him not as a boss, but as a heartbroken mother figure. Because this breaks my heart. Jim backed toward the door, holding the weapon, but there was no malice in his eyes, only profound, paralyzing fear. I am going now, Roxy. Please stay out of the way. Roxy took a brave step forward. I am not going to let you ruin your life completely, Jim. Put it down. Stay where you are, Jim pleaded, his voice breaking. Please, do not make me do this. Barnaby stepped forward, his presence a towering pillar of calm and reason. Easy, Jim. Nobody is crowding you.
It is all over, son.
Put the weapon down. Think about what you are doing. You are a bright young man. You have a whole life ahead of you. Do you truly want it to end like this? In fear? In tragedy? Jim looked at Roxy's tear-stained face, then at Barnaby's compassionate eyes. The illusion of the stolen wealth, the dreams of easy money, all evaporated, leaving only the stark truth of his humanity. He was not a criminal. He was a student who made a catastrophic error in judgment out of desperation. Slowly, with a heavy, heartbreaking sob, Jim lowered the weapon. He placed it gently on the desk and raised his hands, surrendering not just to the law, but to the grace of the people who believed in him. "It is all right, Jim," Barnaby said softly, placing a comforting hand on the young man's trembling shoulder. "It is going to be all right. We will help you through this." Chapter 6. A Brighter Horizon. Weeks passed, and the heavy atmosphere that had clouded Los Angeles began to lift, replaced by the gentle, optimistic breezes of a new season. The legal system, often perceived as rigid, found room for understanding. The authorities had apprehended Sven Rowley, rescuing Sally unharmed. When the police found Kemper's whereabouts exactly where Jim had confessed they would be, the judge officially dismissed the $75,000 liability that had threatened Roxy's livelihood. Furthermore, because Jim had surrendered peacefully and cooperated fully, returning every cent of the Rockwell property, his legal counsel built a very strong, sympathetic case. One beautiful evening, Barnaby Jones, Roxy Morgan, and Barnaby's loyal assistant, Betty, gathered at a lovely, upscale restaurant to celebrate the closing of the chapter. The table was adorned with fine linens and sparkling glassware, reflecting the warm, hopeful light of the chandeliers. "Well now, let me see," Barnaby smiled, picking up the menu with a twinkle in his eye. "I always hate to take advantage of an occasion, but seeing as Mr. Alexander Rockwell is paying our firm such a handsome, generous fee for helping to return his property, I think I will go completely extravagant tonight. How about you, Roxy? Shall we start off with the shrimp cocktail?" Roxy smiled, though a hint of melancholy lingered in her eyes. "Anything sounds wonderful, Barnaby." Barnaby reached across the table, his voice softening with genuine affection. "Roxy, I had a long talk with Jim's legal team today. They're going to argue that Jim only acted in strict self-defense, which all the evidence supports. He was backed into a terrible corner by dangerous men. I have a very strong hunch that the judge will show leniency. He is going to get out of this with a very decent, beautiful part of his life still ahead of him. He has a second chance to become the good man we know he is." Roxy's eyes welled with happy tears, a profound sense of relief washing over her. "Oh, Barnaby, I would like that more than anything in the world." "Well, you ought to perk up then," Barnaby chuckled warmly, "because my hunches are almost always right." He paused, studying her face. "But there is something else bothering you, is there not, Roxy? What about those medical tests you took at the hospital?" Roxy blinked, then a radiant, beautiful smile broke across her face, illuminating the entire table. "The hospital? Oh, my goodness. I am so sorry I forgot to mention it. The report came back this morning. The tests were all completely negative. I am perfectly healthy." Betty clapped her hands together in delight. "Oh, Roxy, I am so incredibly happy for you." Barnaby raised his glass of water, his heart full of gratitude for the resilience of the human spirit. He looked at his dear friends, knowing that despite the shadows that sometimes fell over the world, there was always light to be found in forgiveness, love, and second chances. "Well," Barnaby said, his voice ringing with quiet joy, "I think that certainly calls for a toast. To the wonderful Roxy Morgan. May she continue to do business, spread her kindness, and brighten our lives at the very same stand for a long while longer." Roxy raised her glass, her heart finally at peace. "A very long while longer, my dear friends. A very long while." And as their glasses clinked together, the sound was a pure, sweet promise of better, brighter days ahead.